Hey, good morning, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to episode 88 of Before My Morning Coffee on Rebel Hearted. Lisa Freed here, and I'm coming live to you from my horse pasture. Right now, I've got Marshall joining me. If only you could see, he's very interested. So if you hear someone breathing heavy in the mic, that's him. He's saying good morning. So this morning I did a thing differently than I normally do, and I asked a friend of mine, she's a loyal listener. I said, what do you want me to talk about today? Because, it's episode 88. I've had an adventurous morning already this morning. So what could I talk about this morning on my podcast? And she said, let's talk about hope. And when you do find hope, do you allow it to flood every area of your life? Like, how do you find hope? And when you do you let it flood every area of your life? Well, thank you, Rebecca. I love the question. And if you guys have questions and you're like, hey, will you talk about this topic before your morning coffee some days? Please, yes, let's do that. I would love to know what your questions are. I'd be happy to answer them in my own fashion, knowing that I'm not a guru and my answers likely aren't the same as yours. But hey, that's what life is about, right? Oh, goodness. Now the dogs are back in here. Anyway, let's talk hope. So how do I find hope? I gotta say that for me, hope is not something that I search for. And I don't mean that in a way like, I don't need to hope. I'm blessed with this feeling, this very deep knowing that everything's going to work out. I don't know how. I don't know what it might look like, and I don't need to. That's the beauty of it. The feeling, the sensation that I get. I just have this sense of knowing. So if you know, you don't need to hope. But I think what also helps a lot for me is that I experience joy often. And I'm so blessed. I find joy in the simplest moments, with the simplest things. For example, a friend of mine, she was like, hey, I really want my son's birthday's in 4 weeks, and I really want him to have notes around the world that just wish him a happy birthday, and can you show him a picture of what's outside your window? And I said to her, sure, no problem. I got cows and horses, and which one would he prefer? She said, horses. So I walked out this morning. This is part of my adventure. I walk out this morning with this nice note, and I'm trying to take a picture with the horses in the background because it's beautiful. It's beautiful. The sun's just burning off some fog here, and the moisture from a rain last night, and it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous morning. And I'm holding the sign out, and I'm trying to get the sign in and the pictures, like the animals in, and the beautiful thing that's happening is that, well, would you look at that? There just happens to be horses and mules coming towards me. And I wasn't sure if they were going to come and hang out. Every day I've been doing virtual mule and horse petting and brushing because they've been in the pen. But now we're in the pasture, which is larger than what most acreage owners even have. And that's our little horse pasture here by the barn. And all of a sudden, all these horses and mules are coming towards me, and pretty soon a mule has the poster in its mouth, and it's holding it. So I snap a quick pic of that, and then there's more than one mule doing that, and more than one horse, and pretty soon now they're having a big argument over who should hold the poster. And it just brought me great joy. It brought me great joy and delight to see these clowns just being curious and friendly and wanting some attention because, hey, they didn't have to choose to hang out with me. They could have ran away, or they could have went and done whatever they wanted to do. They did not have to choose to hang out and spend their time getting some attention and affection from me. So I love that, and that brought me joy, and I make it a practice. I do my best. That's why it's called a practice, because it's certainly not perfect. I make it a practice to allow joy to flood every part, even if it's just for a moment. Even if it's just for a moment, I just allow joy to sweep me up and carry me away. And such beautiful things come from that, right? There's inspiration, creative inspiration that comes from that. There's a certain connection to God, to source, to spirit that comes in those moments of joy. There is a desire to spread joy that comes, because I just would love it so much if other people could experience what I'm experiencing in that moment. So acts of kindness come from that joy. And just a feeling of being grounded, and feelings of deep and profound gratitude come from that. And it floods every cell and continues to spread out and affect other moments. So I know we said we'd talk about hope. Well, if hope seems hard to reach in this moment, if you're like, it's hard for me to feel hopeful everywhere I look. Economy is going down. People are getting sick. People are dying. People are unable to say goodbye to their loved ones. People are doing unthinkable things. People are suffering in ways that we can't even give words to, that we can't even grasp the extent of yet. And I say to you, put your hand on your heart. Breathe in and out, and in and out, and in and out. And just seek within to see, is there a feeling deep down that everything is going to be okay? And are you trying desperately to convince yourself of otherwise? Because there are times, literally, where it feels like I am running around the block with my hair on fire, trying to convince myself, you know what? No, it's not working out. No, this is going to be bad. No, like you don't understand. Like I have to see how. I need to control it. I need to contain it. I need to have a plan. I need to know the whole plan, not just one step of the plan. And that it's in moments like that I find when I'm trying to get out of those feelings that I feel that I need hope. But really, I believe that hope is, we have hope. Hope springs eternal if we're willing to connect to the peace that exists in every breath, if we're wanting to find it there. If we tap into our hearts, reach deep down, ask ourselves, connect to our source, to our spirit, to God, to the universe, whatever words resonate. And know, deep down, everything is going to work out just fine. So, what will feel better? Joy. How do I reach joy? Well, be willing to find it and see it in the moment that you're in, and you'll soon find out that you feel so much better. And you're in a place where all things are possible. I hope that made some sense to you this morning. It may or it may not. Might have just sounded like ramblings from a happy woman that's standing here petting a horse, watching her other horses eat, breathing in fresh air after a rainfall, and who's got to experience, witness the miracle of birth twice this morning as I got to check cows and saw one calf that was just born and another one in the process, and went and checked on her again later, and so then there was another calf born, and it was just a beautiful thing. I'm truly, truly blessed. And if I can't experience joy in these moments, maybe I need to have my eyes adjusted. I hope you have a day as amazing and as beautiful as you. And I send you so much love from my rebel heart to yours. Thank you so much for listening. And I will be back again tomorrow before my morning coffee with another episode of Rebel Hearted. Bye for now, everyone.